O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn, my love, and I will no longer be a Capulet. Despite thy name that is my enemy, thou art thyself, though not a Montag. What's a Montag? It is no hand, no foot, no arm, no face, no any other part belonging to a man, or be some other name. What's in the name? That which we call a rose, by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes. Without that title, Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name, which is no part of thee, take all myself. Welcome back if you're coming back, and welcome if it's your first time. I'm hearing shed off that skin. And the reason why I started off with Romeo is because I normally don't like poetry, but I'm guided to look up poetry and to sort of like it. I don't know. This is a weird kind of a thing. You're being guided to do things which you normally don't do. Open out in the sense that you shed off that skin which you have. Actually, the statement is shed that skin off. It keeps repeating, shed that skin off, shed that skin off. And there's a vision of, like, a pen, and it has a skin on it, and it's being shaded. The skin on top of it is being shaded from a dark color to a lighter color. Shedding skin is a natural and essential process that occurs in all humans. The skin is the body's largest organ and serves as a protective barrier against the external environment. Shedding skin allows the body to remove dead or damaged skin cells and replace them with new healthy cells. So in here, what it actually means metaphorically is shedding off the old and go on to a journey of personal growth and transformation. And growth is never easy. It often requires us to shed parts of ourselves, our old beliefs, habits, or even relationships that no longer serve our highest potential. And this shedding, much like a snake shedding its skin, is essential for us to continue evolving. And it can consist of so many things. When you're shedding your skin, you'll have the pain of letting go. Change is uncomfortable. It's natural to cling to what feels familiar, even if it holds us back. But personal growth demands discomfort. It's the price we pay to become who we are meant to be. The old skin becomes too tight, constricting our ability to move freely in the world. Whether it's an outdated mindset, a limiting belief, or a stagnant routine, letting go can feel like a painful loss, but it's a necessary one. And then you are being asked to embrace the unknown. When we shed the layers of our past selves, we often step into an unfamiliar territory. The person we are becoming may not be fully clear yet. The space between what was and what will be is where transformation happens. And the old version of ourselves is gone, and in its place is a new, more authentic version of us waiting to emerge. So embrace this uncertainty. It's in this stage that the seeds of growth are sown. Like I started off with the Romeo thing because I've never understood Shakespeare. And I always feel some kind of frustration when I'm reading Shakespeare, but I'm guided to look up such things. Change. Change my perception. And somebody is being guided to change their perception about things which before they might not have liked. And you have to trust the process when you're going through this. Transformation is gradual and it requires patience. Just like nature takes its time, caterpillars cocooning before they become butterflies, or trees losing their leaves in autumn only to blossom again in spring. Personal growth is cyclical. You may feel raw, vulnerable, or uncertain as you navigate through these periods of change, but trust the process. The shading is part of your evolution. So I would like to read some practical steps for growth for you. 1. Self-reflection. Take time to evaluate what no longer serves your current self. What are the habits, thoughts, or relationships you need to shade? You have to think about that. 2. Have a mindset shift. Replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. What new thoughts will help you grow into your new self? Just think about it. What can it be? 3. Take action. Growth requires movement. Even small, consistent changes can lead to a major transformation over time. And 4. Self-compassion. Be kind to yourself as you grow. Transformation is not always linear. You may stumble, but that's part of the journey. And the new you, when it comes out, once you've shed the old layers, a renewed sense of clarity and purpose emerges. The new skin, your new identity, is stronger, more resilient, and more aligned with your truest self. This ongoing process of transformation brings you closer to your highest potential, and though challenging, it's what leads to real, lasting change. And the beauty of personal growth lies in its cycles. Each time you shade, you make space for making better, for a version of yourself that is truer, more aligned, and more powerful. So embrace the shading. It's not the end, but a new beginning. And there are different kinds of personal transformation. It could be professional growth, it could be emotional healing, and it could be spiritual development. And let's try and explore some of these shading all layers, how they are applied to various aspects of life. So, for example, the shading layers for professional growth, it means moving beyond comfort. You're breaking free from limiting beliefs. And growth often means stepping outside of our comfort zones. We may have internalized limiting beliefs, like I'm not experienced enough or I can't lead a team. These beliefs act as barriers, keeping us from taking risks, advancing in our careers, or pursuing new opportunities. The first step in professional transformation is shedding those outdated beliefs and adapting a mindset of possibility. And there is an importance of lifelong learning. The professional world is ever evolving, and to remain relevant, we must continually update our skills and knowledge. And this process often requires shedding old methods of working or mindsets like, I already know enough. Instead, we need to cultivate curiosity and a willingness to learn, whether it's through formal education, mentorship, or hands-on experience. And when you're navigating career transitions, a major aspect of professional growth comes when we decide to make significant career shifts. Whether it's pursuing a different role, industry, or even entrepreneurship, leaving behind a stable job for something uncertain can feel like shading a layer of identity, but it also opens up the door for a more fulfilling professional journey. These transitions require us to let go of fear, embrace uncertainty, and trust in our evolving professional capabilities. So you seek feedback, get insights from mentors or colleagues about your blind spots. Upskill regularly, stay ahead by continually learning new technologies or methods in your field. And you set bold goals. Challenge yourself by aiming higher than you think is possible and create an action plan to achieve those goals. And when we come to emotional healing, releasing past hurts to find peace is what we are looking for. And you are letting go of emotional baggage. Emotional healing is one of the most profound forms of personal growth. And often we carry emotional baggage from past experiences, whether it's unresolved trauma, heartbreak, or negative self-talk. We all do this, This emotional weight hinders our ability to live fully and love deeply. Shedding these old emotions through forgiveness, therapy, or self-compassion is the key to emotional transformation. And you need to embrace your vulnerability. For true emotional healing, we must allow ourselves to be vulnerable. This might mean opening up to others about our struggles, seeking help, or simply admitting to ourselves that we need healing. Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness. No, it's not. But it's a sign of strength. It's the process by which we allow ourselves to shed our emotional armor and become more connected to ourselves and others. And then we have self-compassion as a healing tool. Transformation in the emotional realm requires self-compassion. Many of us are our own harshest critics. But to heal, we need to speak kindly to ourselves. By shedding self-criticism and embracing self-love, we allow ourselves to fully heal and move forward without the chains of guilt or shame. So in the emotional transformation, we need to do journaling. Write down your feelings and identify patterns in your emotional experiences. You could go for therapy or counseling. You seek professional help to work through unresolved emotional issues. And you need to do forgiveness. Whether it's forgiving others or yourself, this is crucial to letting go of the past. And when it comes to spiritual development, shedding the ego to align with purpose is important. Here you're moving beyond the ego. Spiritual growth often involves letting go of the ego, the part of ourselves that is concerned with status, validation, and material success. The ego-driven mindset keeps us focused on external achievements rather than inner fulfillment. To experience true spiritual transformation, we must shed the layers of ego that keep us trapped in superficial desires and instead tune into a deeper, more meaningful connection with ourselves and the universe. And here we are trying to find purpose and meaning. Many spiritual teachers emphasize the importance of discovering our life's purpose, and this often involves peeling away distractions and listening to our inner voice, intuition, or higher self. And through practices like meditation, prayer, or mindfulness, we can begin to shed the noise of the world and focus on what truly matters. And living a life of purpose and integrity is what we need to go through. And this thing, the power of letting go, a core principle of spiritual growth is surrender. This means letting go of control and trusting in the flow of life. Whether it's relinquishing control over outcomes or accepting that some things are beyond our understanding, shedding the need for control allows us to live with greater peace and serenity. Let go of that need to control. Spiritual growth is about recognizing that life is a constant cycle of change and transformation. So you could go about doing meditation or mindfulness. Regular practice can help you quiet the mind and listen to your inner voice. You could do acts of service, serving others, helping to diminish the ego and connect to a greater sense of purpose. And you could have also daily reflection. Take time each day to reflect on your actions, intentions, and how aligned you are with your values. And the interconnection of growth, whether it's professional advancement, emotional healing, or spiritual enlightenment, these transformations are deeply interconnected. Growth in one area often fuels growth in another. As you shed limiting beliefs, emotional baggage, or ego-driven desires, you become freer to explore new opportunities, deepen your relationships, and live a more meaningful life. Transformation is not a one-time event, but a lifelong process that requires continuous shading and renewal. The beauty of this journey is that every layer you shed brings you closer to your true, authentic self, a self that is empowered, whole, and aligned with its purpose. And with that said, I hope this helps somebody, because it helped me on my journey of awakening. And I found out that I needed to do all these things in order to grow. And it takes time, it takes effort, but it's not impossible. And if they can do it, so can you. And till next time, have a great day and God bless.